Kim Jong Un might have sent weak and unprepared soldiers to Russia? Wall Street Journal.
This post received a score of 18,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than the North Korean soldiers deployed to Russia are likely young men under the age of 20 who are in the early stages of military conscription. They're going from an already difficult life under one dictator to die for a war started by another dictator.
Poor bastards.
Hey, maybe if they get really lucky they can surrender and defect.
Yeah, the Russians who shoot their own retreating soldiers will definitely be cool with that.
There is clips of surrendering Russians being targeted and killed by Russian artillery. Fucking monsters.
And the kill squads that literally hunt anyone who is going the wrong way.
The kickbacks to survive in those squads are probably expensive as hell. They get to go the wrong way themselves and they can intercept all the good loot before it gets to the black markets in Russia.
Tell me you play Tarkov without telling me you play Tarkov.
Right? I was gonna ask if they are gonna hit Lighthouse.
So regular North Korean soldiers then?
The best of what's left.
That's Russia, which is why they pulled North Korea's JV team.
Our soldiers kept getting shot, so we got some smaller soldiers, harder to hit when small like stick.
They push trains and eat rats. NK army is strong like bull.
Correct. When we think of the strength of the NK army, we think bull.
Exactly, one bull.
And mostly the excrement.
What an absolute shock. To nobody, 10,000 less mouths to feed for the hermit state. Put does not care. North Korea had sent 3,000 troops to Russia to support Russian forces in the war against Ukraine and was also working to isolate the families of those soldiers to prevent information about their deployment in Russia from spreading. In other words, you speak to anyone, we fire anti-aircraft cannon at your head.
And probably also for leverage to prevent conscripts from deserting.
Together with women not allowed to talk to women under Taliban rule, probably the second most depressing thing of today.
Really nice of Trump to free them and allow them to take over Afghanistan again.
It should be noted that the U.S., like any other country, doesn't have to take responsibility or has an obligation to interfere with whatever is happening in Afghanistan. They shouldn't have been there in the first place, and the only correct response would be to get out ASAP. That it took 20 years is bullshit, but it's proper that it eventually happened.
Greater than doesn't have to take responsibility or has an obligation to interfere with whatever is happening in Afghanistan. After you overthrow the government, you might have a little responsibility. The US withdrawal was negotiated with the Taliban, with zero representation from the actual government of the country. And then we released thousands of Taliban, some that went on to murder US troops. And somehow that is Joe's fault.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.